Ready when you are, sir.
All right, everyone, we are here to give you an update on the ECMC situation. First, let me just let everyone know that my prayers go out to those who have been affected by this situation. As you know, there has been one fatal shooting, a female victim. The shooting is not a random act. Let me also say earlier, all of the buildings and facilities at ECMC were on lockdown. That lockdown situation has been lifted. The hospital is now beginning to resume normal operations with the exception of one building, the David K. Miller Medical Office Building, which is still closed at this time and will be closed until further notice. The Buffalo Police Department responded very quickly. We called in other partners in law enforcement very quickly. I want to thank all of the other law enforcement agencies that have worked on this situation with the Buffalo Police Department. The patients and employees at the hospital are safe. Normal hospital operations are going to be shortly resumed. The suspect in this shooting is currently not in custody at this time. Again, I want to thank all of the law enforcement agencies that have worked with the Buffalo Police Department. We are here with Major Chris Cummings from the New York State Police. I want to thank the New York State Police as well. I also want to thank the media for helping us get information out in this very difficult situation. Now I'm going to turn things over to Buffalo Police Commissioner Dan Derenda, who will give you more updates on the investigation.
Good afternoon. I can't give you a lot of details at this point. This morning, as you know, we had a homicide take place. We have a 33-year-old female deceased inside one of the buildings at ECMC. The whole complex was put in immediate lockdown. At this point, as the mayor said, only one building is still under lockdown conditions. We have SWAT teams from Buffalo, Cheektowaga, Amherst, New York State Police, Erie County Sheriff's Department, and town of Tonawanda right now still conducting searches of the one building. Again, not a lot of information at this point. I want to stress this was not a random act, but other than that, I really can't comment further on the investigation.
Why was the building let off of lockdown if the suspect hasn't been caught yet?
We believe if the suspect is still on scene, he would be confined to one area.
Can you tell us why the police have surrounded a medical office in West Seneca?
I cannot comment on that right now.
Dan, did you say the person was shot inside the building?
Inside, correct.
Not a hallway, inside the building?
Inside the building.
Was the victim an employee of the hospital?
Again, I believe so, yes.
Do you know how heavily armed this possible suspect is?
Again, I have no comment on that. Again, this is not a random act, and that's all I can really say about the investigation. It is evolving at this point, and we do not want to release information. At a point in time, if we can release suspect information, we will, but at this point, we are not.
Well, can you tell me about the relationship with the victim?
Excuse me?
The suspect's relationship with the victim?
Again, I have no comment on
the circumstances of the shooting. Can you describe a little more about what happened?
We have one female, 33-year-old, deceased. She was shot several times, and that's about all I can say.
There was a report about a witness being taken away in one of the patrol cars. Can you speak on that?
We have several witnesses that have been transported down to the homicide unit, but no further details on the investigation.
Was the suspect an employee here?
Again, I have no comment on that.
Verify the age of the victim?
33 years old.
What time did this take place?
Early this morning, a little after 7:30 this morning.
Did anyone actually witness the actual shooting?
I have no comment on that.
Are any other hospitals being put into lockdown?
Not from the Buffalo Police.
What about the school that's in lockdown right now?
Again, I'm hearing about a school possibly being in lockdown, and it has something to do with the victim's child, but it's nothing the Buffalo Police put in.
Still using Air One?
Residents be concerned about
residents should not be concerned. This was, again, not a random act, and we are investigating. We'll have more details later.
Why the need to bring in so many different agencies in terms of SWAT, state police?
It's a big building, and we have a SWAT team of 18 officers in
Buffalo?
Yes. So we needed more manpower to conduct proper building searches, and our partners responded immediately.
Can you talk about that search? How did it evolve?
Again, initially it was the whole campus, and it got pinpointed down to one building. It's still under lockdown at this point. The rest of the complex has been reopened.
Anything about the suspect suspect? Can you share anything?
At
Have
this
you been in contact with the suspect?
at this point, I have no suspect information to put out,
Two more.
and that's all I can say at this point.
The folks going from room to room, Commissioner, in that DK Miller building?
They do a very thorough search of every room, every area of the building. Correct.
Describe what the SWAT team is doing right now. Explain how
They're still conducting the search of the one building.
You said that you believe the suspect is on site still?
We don't know. Again, they're conducting searches. I won't talk about suspect information at this point. We will have further updates later on. Thank you very much.
As we conclude, let me just, for anyone that wants any information about the operation of ECMC or patients or employees, they can call 898-5500. Again, the number for ECMC for information is 898-5500.
Should
Thank you all
ECMC
very much.
staff return to work?
They've been allowed back into the building, haven't they?
The hospital is about to resume normal operations. Anyone that is expected to report at this time can report to work.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
All right, as you just heard, that was the